Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout for the Erica Rose Creates design team. I am using her All for Fall Patreon exclusive cut file. I cut it out in a maroon, and that's actually how I'm going to use it. I am not backing it. I'm not doing anything to it, but I am going to use it as my title. So I am using the new Cider and Donuts collection from Simple Stories. And I believe I have 4 photos that I will be scrapbooking. So I did cut that pink paper. You can see it's uneven, but I knew that my photos on page 2 were going to cover up the top of it. And so it didn't really need to be even. And then that allowed for me, I believe, to use the back. I think I did maybe 6 and 4. So I had 2 inches left over, I believe. And maybe I didn't, because now that I'm looking at it, the back is the cut apart. But I do have a scrap piece left over. I just think that pink-based kind of diagonal plaid paper is beautiful. So, I could definitely use a 2-inch strip somewhere else on another layout. So really simple design. I just brought that pink paper all the way across. I did cut out that circle on my Cricut. I want to say maybe... Can't remember if it's 8 or 10. Can't fully remember, but did cut that out. And then I am going to just line up the photos on page 2 all the way across. I did kind of pick, I guess, the layout based on, the people in the photos. So you can see that my sister on the far right side is kind of looking in, and then the photo on the left side of page 2, I am kind of looking in. And I felt like if I laid them out that way, it kind of brought the focus to the middle of the layout. Hopefully that makes sense. And then the middle photo is actually just a photo I took of a tree with the reflection in the pond at this particular pond. It was just so bright and vibrant that I loved it. And so I took a picture of that and definitely knew I wanted to scrapbook that. And then I am going to use the photo of just my sister and I on page 1. And you can see that I did double matte the photo from page 1 and the middle photo with that same maroon color that I cut the cut file out on. I think all of my other layouts for Erica Rose Creates design team have been 1-page layouts using her cut files. So this is a little bit different. Again, just making it into a 2-page layout. But I felt like the cut file was perfect for a title. I do have to end up adding some of the pieces from the middle of the letters back into the cut file, so that it's hard to see what it says, I think, without them as it was. So once I add those, I feel like the letters really come together and you can see it a lot better. Because the cut file is so thin, I did have to use my tacky glue and really made sure that I got a lot of the glue on. Usually I will kind of be stingent on my glue, and then it just kind of bubbles or just doesn't lay flat all of the time. So this time I really made sure that I put a lot of glue on. And you can't really see it from here, but I remember while I was creating this layout, I accidentally put the cut file down and then had to move it, and it left quite a bit of the glue on the plaid paper behind it. Luckily, that all has dried clear, and I was able to kind of rub some of it off as well. So the tacky glue doesn't always appear to, I guess, be clear initially, but it does usually kind of dry clear. So you can see here I am adding kind of the insides of the letters, and you can definitely tell with those added in, the letters appear a lot better, I feel like. So once I took the cut file off, I was like, oh, you can't really read it very well. And then I realized there were pieces left on the Cricut mat that needed to be added to the cut file. So again, this is a Patreon exclusive cut file for Erica Rose Creates. She has some cut files in her online shop, and then she releases kind of Patreon exclusive ones for her Patreon members as well. And so this is one of those. If you do go on her online shop, though, she does have not just the cut files, but lots of amazing kits and collections. And you can use the code Melanie for 15% off, I believe it is. It's been a while since I've done a layout. Both my layouts in September were at the beginning of the month, and now here we are kind of at the middle of October. So it's been a while, but I think it is 15% off. So for this collection, I ended up buying the foam sticker sheet here and then one of the ephemera packs. And the ephemera pack is kind of the floral pumpkins and that kind of ephemera pack. That's all I bought in addition to the papers. So for the top, that little section I really liked. That is a foam floral piece, and then the So Blessed is the foam as well. I did kind of have to figure out where else to embellish, kind of how to fill in the spaces. I left the top white, so I kind of had to figure that out. I knew I wanted to kind of fill in the space down there between the cut file and that photo, and that large floral piece of ephemera was perfect for that. And then I was able to include a heart flare from Scrap and Happy Studio as well. I have quite a few fall flares from Scrap and Happy Studio, so I've really been trying to use them with my fall layouts this month. So you can kind of see I added that to the top right of page 2, but I just felt like there was so much white space left on the left-hand side of the page. So I tentatively placed that kind of leaf cluster there, and I think I will either use that or change it up. But again, added another floral cluster down to the bottom with a different flare from Scrap and Happy Studio that says, "Hello, Fall." I have so many different fall flares from her, so I don't know. I like being able to mix them together. So the heart came from kind of a fall heart pack, and then the other one, it was kind of all different sayings. So it's just kind of fun that you can mix them together on the same layout. So again, just trying to figure out how to fill in spaces, and I figured, you know what, I could journal about this. My sister was home from Florida for a wedding, and so we tried to fit in all kinds of fall things, and so I will journal. And so I added that to the circle on the left. Those are journaling strips from Close to My Heart, so unfortunately those are not available anymore. But I will add to that over there as well. When I bought the Cider and Donuts collection, I was really hoping that color-wise it matched last year's Acorn Lane collection. And so that is what the sticker sheet is that you see there. So I was able to bring in a couple of phrase stickers down underneath that middle photo on page 2. And here's where I realized I could kind of rub off some of the glue residue so it wasn't so apparent on the dark maroon of the cut file. So with the Acorn Lane, I knew that there were some pieces of ephemera that kind of had the bird on, I thought there was a bird on a branch, but I found the branch already had the bird, so I added those two together at the top there, just to bring some extra color to the top, draw your eye up that side of the layout as well. So here's where I add another, it looks like foam sticker, that floral down to the journaling strips down there. And then again, just trying to figure out that top. That is a lot of glue in that photo at the top of the photo. And so I am able to kind of cover up the photo a little bit if I want to. It was just a matter of what is, I guess, the perfect piece of ephemera for the top there. I thought about then maybe just making the right hand side a little bit bigger, but didn't like that giant floral up there either. It just was too big. So again, just kind of playing around, seeing what to use, and I do like the way that this looks. That flower is a lot smaller, and then I felt like I could layer the greenery behind it, and I even am adding a little bit more dimension. So I think the foam tape that I used on that tree photo is a little bit thicker than some of the circular pieces of foam tape I have, and so I was able to actually use circular foam tape, which is thinner on that flower. So it just kind of added extra dimension. You know, the photos popped up on foam tape, and then the flower is as well, but not as thick. And then the greenery is placed right on the white paper there. So on the foam sheet, there were some hearts, and so I kind of scattered what I could throughout the floral clusters just to bring in another little element. But that is going to finish off this layout. Again, don't forget to go shop at Erica Rose Creates. And use the code Melanie for 15% off. Again, lots of amazing cut files and lots of great collections or layout kits as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this 2-page layout, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.